So this video is on Module 3. There's not a lot in here that we haven't already covered. There's a few things, and I'll kind of show you those. This is only a 3-slide presentation, and the things that we're doing are really not all that hard, but I'll show you what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is, like, it wants to create a picture as a background. It's got this colorful picture that it wants us to use. First off, we don't need this content placeholder, so I'm just going to click on the box itself and then hit delete, and that'll make that go away. And then I want to insert a picture on top of this Bike Spoke Club slide. So I'm going to click on insert and then pictures, and then I'll go out to my folder where I've downloaded all the files for this class. It's in here, text data files, and module 3. This is the picture that I want. I always like to do these icons so we can kind of see what we're looking at, but this is the picture that we're going to insert. So I'll click on that, click on insert, and it will pop this picture in. And what it's going to have us do, I'll get rid of this here, is make it so that it covers the entire slide. So I'll just drag this over so that the entire slide is covered. Now you notice that I also covered up, well, before we get to this, one of the things that it does, and these things are not that big of a deal, but I'll show you to you. It wants us to change some of the color corrections of this thing. So what we end up doing, it's really hard to see. I'll do some of the more dramatic ones, but if I like put my mouse over this, you can see it changes to green or blue. But some of these up here, these color tones, it's really hard to see what the change is on some of these. Like this one, the one that it wants us to choose, you can see the biggest change here on the cement floor. So I'll click on, I'll select this. And you see it just kind of makes things a little bit more colorful. Now you notice before I had Bike Spoke Club, or Spokes Bike Club, Spokes Bike Club, which was here, and now it's gone. And the reason it's gone is because this picture is covering it up. So what I can do is just think of these things as layers, and there's a layer that says Spokes Bike Club, and then on top of that there's a layer that's got this picture. So what I want to do is I want to send this picture layer backwards. So I can click on this so that the picture is selected, and then I got these options, send forwards and backwards, stuff like that. So I'm going to send to back, and that moves that all the way to the very back of the slide. And now you can see this on top of it. Now another thing is they want this to be right aligned, this text. So that's pretty easy. I can just with this selected, I can just go up into my paragraph group and just say right aligned, and there that is. Moving on to slide 2. Slide 2 actually introduces some animation. I've covered this in a couple of other videos, so I won't cover that here. But just look at the other videos that I have posted out there on animation, and you can see how to do that. The big thing that it does on this one that it hasn't done anywhere is we've got this kind of a clip art ugly guy. I mean, this guy's hideous. And they do some weird stuff to it. What they're going to do is change his shirt from red to yellow, and then we got the hubs of the spokes, hubs of the wheels. They want that changed to yellow, and we got these little sweat beads. They want that gone, and they want this background gone. So I can select this, and you see I've got my picture format window that opens up, and I've got this button over here that says group, and I'll see the down arrow, and one of the options is to ungroup. And what this is this picture is made up of a whole bunch of little bitty things. And when I ungroup them, I can now select things. I can select like this hub and this hub, and I can select these little beads of sweat if I want to. And so what it wants to do is select his shirt, and we want to make it yellow. So I've got this selected. I'm going to go to my shape format and shape fill, and I'm going to choose just yellow. And we're going to do the same thing with these hubs. and then we also have this background, and it just kind of wants to make it go away. So I just selected it. Let me show you that. I did it kind of quickly. I'm just going to select where this, and what it is this blue blob behind this guy. We're going to make that go away. So I'm just going to click on it so that it selects it. It kind of looks like it's going around everything, but I've just selected this. And then just hit delete, and that'll make that go away. And then we're going to do the same thing to make these little sweat beads go away, and I'll do them all at once. So I'll select the first one, and I'm going to hit the control button and select the other ones. There's should be like 6 of them. And hit delete. Oh, I missed one. Delete. And so that makes that go away. One last thing that it wants us to do with this, it wants us to change its background, the color of it, to change the whole background. So with this slide selected, I'm going to click Design. This is the same way we did it before. And we choose one of these. Let's see if I can remember which one it is. I think it's this one, Retrospect. So I'm going to choose this. And then I get my variants over here, so it wants us to select green. So that makes it just a little bit of a different color. So there's this slide done. Like I said, there's also some animation, but it wants us to like I said, I've got other videos on that one. This last picture, we've got this guy pedaling, and this is all just one picture. So again, I select it, and I get my little sizing handles around it, so that kind of tells me that I've got the picture selected. So I'm going to click on this picture format button that's here, and what we're going to do is it wants me to add an artistic effect to it. And again, watch this picture as I slide over some of these. Some of these are more prominent than others. Let me just slide over it and do it. So with this select, I go up here and hit this artistic effects. Had a little computer issue, so I had to pause the video for a second so I could catch up. And you can see there's a bunch of different ones. Some of them are kind of weird. So I'll see if I can select one. My computer's acting up a little bit, so I'll select this one, this paint strokes, and see how it kind of blurred some of this stuff out. Click on another one that's a little bit more dramatic, and maybe we can see something else. I don't know what this one is, but let's just click on it and see what it does to the picture. See, it's kind of did all that kind of stuff to it. So the one it wants us to pick it's called Cement. It's this one. Just kind of adds a little bit of a texture to it. I don't know if you can see how well this shows up in the video, but in the video, but it adds a little bit of texture to the picture. All right, now the next thing it wants us to do is it wants us to add a video. So this is kind of the big part of this, and I'm also got to remember I want to add a sound to that first slide. So I'm going to click on this video, click on this picture, and I want to insert a video. And the video's on my PC because it's in that folder. So I'm going to go back to where I have this stuff saved. Remember, you got to download this stuff if you haven't already. So click on PowerPoint. Open it up, text data files, module 3, and then I'm interested in this mountain bike video. So I'm click on insert. And there it is. I mean, there's the video. And if I hit the play, you can see that it'll play. Now, one of the things that it wants us to do is it wants us to stop and start this video at a different time. It doesn't want us to play the entire video. So to do this, I'm going to go back up to my video format, hit playback, and then over here I have this thing called trim video, and notice I have the video selected. It's got the sizing handles just like it was a picture, and it kind of operates like a picture. So I'm going to click on trim video, and that opens up this. And so with this, I can say where I want this video to start and stop. So let's say I want it to start like 5 seconds in, and I want it to end like, at 28 seconds. So I can do that, and that just kind of like, if you have a video, like you only need to show like a certain portion of it, you can trim like what goes on, the part that you don't want to show, you can trim that off and then say okay. And so now it only shows the part that I wanted to show. Now, you can say how you want this thing to start. Right now it takes me, I have to click on this to make it start, but maybe what I wanted to do is to start automatically. And so now when this video comes on, it will start automatically. And then another thing that it does is it doesn't want me to play the video like full screen like this. It wants it to actually show up in a little window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to video format, and I have these video styles, which looks a lot like our picture styles when we were doing that earlier. And I can say how I want this thing to look. And I think we want to say reflective perspective right, and then that's it. And then I can shrink the size of it because it's kind of monstrously large, and put it something like that. And I can put a border around it. So I want to have a yellow border and a thick yellow border. And so now, again, I hate this because it'll kind of chop up, but I'm going to go to the slide before, and I'm going to take it to the slideshow view, and then I'm going to advance the slide to the one with the video in it. And you'll see it starts automatically. I didn't have to click or anything like that. It just started automatically. Okay, so that's the last slide, and I want to go back to the first slide because the first slide actually does something similar. We're installing an audio file on top of it. So I'm going to go back to the first slide, and I'm going to insert an audio on my PC, and I'm going to go back to the same folder. It keeps making me search for 2019 PowerPoint data files, this one, and pedaling, and click on insert, and that inserts this little thing. And let's see if you can hear it. It sounds like a bicycle. Again, I want this thing to start automatically. I want it to loop until stop. So it's going to, as long as this slide is showing, it's going to show that it's going to play that sound. I'm going to drag this a little bit out of the way, and then I can hide during the show, so that won't show up. And so now when I go into slideshow view, the little thing's not there, and it's going to play that thing. And as soon as I move on to the next slide, it'll stop. And I've got this, and again, this is where the animation would be. And then this last show, I got the video that has that going on. So go back to something. I want to check something out. Click on this, and I'm going to go to playback. Let's see if there's like a button that makes that go away, and I'm sure there is. I just don't know where it is. Hide while not playing. Wonder what that does. Yes. As long as my mouse goes on top of it, then it shows up. My mouse isn't on there, then it doesn't. Okay. So that's module 3. I'll get this thing processed and get it up, and you guys will have that for you. So.